Okay, we got more Punisher from the Kingpin Rules Epic Collection. We're going to be tackling 5 issues today, which is going to be issues 14 through 18. And we're going to be tackling Kingpin Rules itself, this big story, which is... It starts with Punisher goes undercover as a teacher in a really bad school that has an adult posing as a teenager to peddle drugs, and it turns out not just that, but blowing up schools themselves and causing terrorism in the name of the Kingpin. Which these events cause Punisher to get a group of vigilantes together to take on the Kingpin, not just with their weapons, but with technology. So this is a very microchip heavy storyline where Microchip is hacking into Kingpin's computers and just plummeting his financial standing. And just like they're essentially stealing money from Kingpin to make him mad and cause conflict with him. And then thus fighting Kingpin with guns. So who is this team? Well, it consists of three of the most unlikely vigilantes. Well, two of the most unlikely vigilantes. One is a high school punk rocker that showed up in the first issue that carries a gun because the school is not safe, which is the most ridiculous Death Wish logic I've ever heard, and I am all for it. The other one is a school chemistry teacher from that same school that tries to team up with Punisher back in issue 14. Of course, Consuela, she comes back. She was the wife of the couple that took on that weird Manson cult in the previous issues 12 and 13. And we have Microchip, and then we have Frank Castle himself. And they essentially form a hit squad to just make Kingpin's life miserable. And this isn't like your typical Kingpin. This is Kingpin after losing his wife, so he's like a bit crazier than normal. And he does not have Typhoid Mary in the picture, because this is that era of Marvel Comics. And I was waiting for Typhoid Mary to come, but she does not. So Kingpin is desperate. He hires this weird British assassin to fight Punisher. He ends up hiring Yakuza. He hires a teenage hacker known as Board to fight Microchip via cyberspace. It's a fun story, and I love it. I love every minute of these comics. This is some of the best Punisher reading I've done in a long time. Mike Baron is an unsung goat of writing Punisher. A lot of people will talk about Chuck Dixon and how great Chuck Dixon was, or of course Garth Ennis. You know me, I'm part of the Garth Ennis fan club when it comes to his stuff with the Punisher. You got your Greg Rucka fans, you got your Rick Remender fans, the handful of Matt Fraction fans. Some people even like Jason Aaron stuff. We call those people wrong. But Mike Baron may be one of the best Punisher authors ever. He truly got the character, and he truly would do what he wanted to do and fight with the censorship, because there is censorship in this. I mean, there's more there's a ton of swearing in this comic that's all censored out. But this is before they put the parental advisory sticker on Punisher comics. So, I forgive that. It's not like now where they'll be for adults only, and then they still blur out the swearing. It's why? Why do I have to do that, Marvel? Don't be that way, Marvel. They'll even do it with Max, I believe now. I believe Get Fury was pretty censored, and it's just, oh, Marvel is something else these days. But I like this. I really liked Kingpin Rules. Will I give these issues? I'll probably give them a 5 out of 5. This is some of the best Punisher writing that I've read from Mike Baron. It's really worth your time to check out. It has a crazy ending that I was on the edge of my seat trying to figure out how this was going to end. And it's not the ending you would expect, especially from Mike Baron. And I think my Marvel editorial stepped in and got involved, but I think it's for the better. It's a solid 5 out of 5 on all these issues. I highly recommend them. This might be one of those arcs that I recommend to someone like out of context of reading Punisher. I would give this to someone who hadn't read Punisher before and say, check out these 5 issues. It's worth your time to check them out. Issues 14 to 18, worth your time. So, anyway, have a nice day.